Hello again, YouTube. I want to make a quick video about this check-in stuff. And I want to give you a historical update. Don't ask me how I know. I'm going to show you how check-ins used to be and what the purpose of it was. It had some negative purposes back then, but I'm going to show you what the purpose of it was. And I'm going to show you why the foolishness of it now. So, back in the 80s, I would say between like 87 and 1992, that check-in was going strong. Wasn't really in Milwaukee like that, because Milwaukee just is like the offshoot of organized crime and gangs. But if you've been around, I'd say between 87 and 97. The check-in, red bagging was going strong. Like in the West Coast, like in California and Chicago, probably New York, I'm not sure. But I know California and Chicago, Illinois, mainly Chicago, people was getting checked in. People was getting checked in. Back in those days, it was harder. I made a video about how foreigners come over here and get successful. It was harder in certain areas because they was getting checked in. They was getting red bagged. They was getting put on rent, paying dues, whatever you want to call it. Now they call it tapping in. So, but the purpose of it was because people had, like a dog that pee on certain areas, they had established their territory. If you came in that certain territory and these guys that made claim to it, you checked in. You checked in. So a lot of the stuff, like even with, I'm not gonna really say his name, y'all know what I'm talking about. The kid that was gang affiliated, did that happen to? A small bit of that was over this check-in stuff. Like people just coming in there, and they felt like they was hurting business. They're scaring people off. So, and from what I hear, Nipsey Hussle, some of that was along these lines too. What happened to him, allegedly. So, what people used to do, they called it check-in. Like even in TJJD, we did this thing called checking in. And with the check-in, it's when the youth is being disruptive or misbehaving. The first thing you do, you give them a timeout. They call it running the steps. Then when he come back, if he's still acting up, you did the check-in on him. They discuss your situation, gave him a chance to explain himself, this, that, and the other. They probably got some of that concept because Texas is another place where I would say that might be the third place where you check in. Like for instance, when I used to drive for Lyft, it was this particular Crip. I used to take him. Then Fort Worth is two sides. Most of the Crips they own was the Lake side. And then the Bloods are on the Stop 6 side. So I had a blue van and I was with him, so they ain't trip. I'm waiting on him. He go in there. It took me a couple times. I said, this dude is making transactions. I said, hey man, as long as it don't apply to me, I'm still taking him. So he was tipping me like $100. I was taking him from Arlington to Fort Worth. So they didn't try to tell me to check in, but I guarantee you if I would have went over there by myself or just don't nobody know why I'm there or something, because that's another thing about checking in. They be watching out for feds and for police, undercovers, this, that, and the other, and they be having stuff going on, and so they might say, man, you need to check in. What you here? What set you from? Who you with? Who you affiliated with? Which umbrella you on? Don't ask me, I don't know. But now they use it for extortion purpose. Now, check-in ain't for clicks. But if there's enough of them dudes, them jokers, they might try to check you in. Like they say the same thing with PNB Rock. They say it was a check-in thing, but it probably was more like an extortion thing. Because ain't no 16-year-old. I know about both sides. You a low rank, you a foot, you down at the bottom, you ain't supposed to be checking nobody in. You supposed to go to your chief, your generals, and be like, I think this person need to be checked in. They use that for extortion purposes, man. Most of these guys ain't supposed to be checking nobody in. If you're not affiliated with the rights to check somebody in, it's extortion. Because here's what happened, like the general right, okay, let's say, even the Black Panthers. If you know anything about when they was filming the movie The Mac, the Black Panthers was checking people in. Here's what happened. One of the guys that was filming The Mac, the pimps, y'all don't know The Mac is a real true story. It's based on some Oakland pimps. So the pimps check them in, say, hey, y'all don't got nothing to worry about, this, that, and the other. The Black Panthers was trying to check them in. He said, man, he cussing them out, being disrespectful. I don't got to check in with you. I'm checked in with such and such. They said he ain't S. He a piece of S. And it's rumors that the Black Panthers were the ones that took him out. I mean, that was like the rumor. Who knows? You don't know if they did it or not. But the Black Panthers had power. They were organized. And they said, look, you're going to give us $5,000. It was either 5 or 10. They checked him in. But it was originally about a respect thing, a homage thing. You know this is where they at. Show that support. Show that respect. What you got for me? Like some particular areas, which I'm not going to name, back in like 91, 92, they'll check people in, and you, all that little coming over here with business, you going to get checked in. Be like, listen, I don't have no problem with you having your business here, but I need XXX. I'm going to call the police. We pay them too. That's what people were saying. I don't think I was saying it. That's what people were saying. I'm just showing you how it was. I was too young to say something like that. Ain't no 16-year-old gonna check somebody in. If they do that, be like, I want to speak to your OG. I want to speak to your chief. Because if they really affiliated, that's a major violation, messing with innocence. But we ain't gonna go too deep. So now it's about an extortion thing. People trying to extort people. And so it's rumors out there about Takeoff. I be watching stuff. I don't know what happened with Takeoff. Like, I don't know what happened with Takeoff, but it was foul. Any way it go, that was foul. If you gonna fight, fight. Why do people pull out guns in regular fights? And then they go to prison. You done threw your life away trying to show you something. So, originally it was a respect thing, a homage thing, and a territorial thing. Like, there's no way you going on Division Street in Chicago and not checking in with the Four Corner Hustlers. Like, if you over there, like, even if you, okay, then the O Block, any of those areas. Like, if you want problems, and these people say, I ain't checking in. If you want problems, man, just stay away. If you don't want to check in, just stay away. Now, in terms of these little regular Rudy Poop dudes, just have you 2 guns on you. And if you rich, have security, armed security. And if your security can't be armed, don't go there. But stop trying to act like you tough. You a celebrity and you by yourself? With these little gangbang, little foot soldier type dudes, they're gonna try to get you, man. They don't be caring. They don't be caring. Like, what's his name? DeMar DeRozan? They know DeMar DeRozan is a Crip. Or allegedly. Or excuse me, DeRozan, if I got it mistaken. But there was rumors that DeMar DeRozan was affiliated, right? Them guys in Chicago find that out, they're going to try to check him in. So just don't go. If you go anywhere near the hood, have you an entourage with you. The smart thing to do, people who know about this stuff, that know about people checking in and people who is dude. Y'all know that who is dude. Who is dude, they'll try to get you too. There's areas in Milwaukee, north side, east side, you don't really want to deal with. Just stay away. You ain't got nothing to prove. Just stay away. Let them live their life. Like the east side is organized. Like who is dude clutching? Like, man, it ain't even like that, man. I'm just delivering food. The broke ones, the bum ones might try to get you anyway. That's why you had 2 guns on you too. I'm not advocating violence of any kind. But to protect yourself, these people be 4 and 5 deep. So you should have 2 guns. If you anywhere near these type that live this way, you should have 2 guns. If they over there, you can point that one at them, that one at them. You know what I'm saying? But the best solution is just to stay away from them. Stay away from people who don't know how to live. Stay away from people who flirt with death and to flirt with your life. But this check-in stuff, people now is an extortion thing, man. It's an extortion thing. And I know that most of the areas where people be doing this stuff, just stay away. Stay away. Or, like I said, if they real bangers, then all you will have to say is, are you general? May I speak? Can I talk? Well, they don't understand that type of talking. You be like, where's the general? Can I holler at him? Where's the chief? Where the big homie at? But just like the Black Panther said in closing, you be trying to check in with these dudes, they'll be like, he ain't us. They just be trying to get benefits. They really be on some finesse and extortion stuff. And a lot of them ain't gonna even protect you. Like even the kids, like when I worked at DT, it was a couple kids, they was on that stuff like, man, you give me this, that, and the other, I'm gonna have your back against these niggas. They go on in prisons. Like in the prisons, they call it getting on count. Either you on count or you ain't. A lot of people end up on count. They end up coming home because It's a lot to go on. They need people, helping them out. So they can get on count. And now they back on the street. And now they can check in. The dude be like, you can check in with my set. Such and such. But just like I was talking about in the other video, this is what black people and some Latinos, even some Asians, don't sleep on them. Do not sleep on Asians. Do not judge people by size or anything. Them dudes are smart and they loyal to each other. Never sleep on them. Them dudes they just as dangerous. You can't say who the most dangerous. They all dangerous. So it's certain areas of California that I'm sure them Asians will check you in. Yeah, he little. Yep, but he got, that dude probably a black belt, got plenty guns, and got plenty people. It don't matter what size he is, if it's 15 of them. Y'all be tripping, man. You supposed to respect everybody. And if you don't want to check in and it's like that's somebody's set or turf or whatever you want to call it, territory, just stay away from it. Stay away from it. Like if you used to be affiliated and you took yourself out of affiliation, you don't go back to the set. You're going to get checked in. This is what we do as Americans. This is what we do. The foreigners, like the Indians, the Nigerians, Hmongs. Hmongs is coming up too. In fact, Hmongs are very nice people, the ones I know at least, and very loyal to each other. That's how they're coming up in business. That was I talked about all that on the last video. I'm talking about checking in on this video. And we seeing a lot of rappers dropping before the time. And then we hear about he wouldn't check in. Okay, so you gonna go in his house? Who gave you that right to do that? Because real generals, real chiefs, they not that petty. They sitting on this last thing I'm gonna say, and then I'm just gonna close. If they got 8 blocks, right? Let's say they got 8 blocks. Let's say the 8 blocks, this stretch from here to there, that's they set. And let's say this block average about 5,000 a day. This block average about 10,000 a day. This block average 15,000 a day. Let's say on an average they getting like 100,000 a week. 200,000. What would you say 100,000? It's 352 weeks in a year. Or no, it's 52 weeks in a year. That's 520,000. I'm thinking of days, 365 days. It's 520,000. Right? 520,000. Now, a lot of places they weigh more. This is just my numbers. Out of 520,000, you probably have maybe 40 people that you giving like 40,000. So take 160 out of the 520 and you still got 360. Money you ain't even worked for. And you wonder how he riding around in Maybachs, going to the All-Star game. Just he been out there for 10 years. He a millionaire. I think I said enough. Y'all get it now, right? A lot of this stuff we seeing is because of that. But it's really some extortion type stuff. Because most of the people that focus on that, they don't even have the right to even be doing it. Like, who gave you this city or that city? Who gave you that right? But some dudes be having clout like that. Oh, another one, Atlanta. You'll get checked in down there too. And I saw a dude, I knew he was getting checked in off camera. Here's what happened. I ain't gonna say which video it was. The dude went down to some part of Miami. He was in the hood. And the dude checked him in off camera. You could hear him going in his pocket giving him money. So, yeah. The channel is the No Matrix, No Sipping, All Subject channel. I am the Truth Man. And I will see you later on with more videos.